Hi there, this is Mr. Graves, and today we're going to talk about how to put text and words into your Google Drawing document. Okay, so first let's go ahead and get to a fresh Google Drawing document. Okay, we're going to go to Google, we're going to go to the waffle, we're going to go to Drive. Okay, when we go to Drive, we're going to go to New. When we go to New, we're going to go to More, and then to Google Drawings. Okay, now first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this a name. Okay, let's call this text in Google Drawings. Okay. All right, now for this one, we're going to be working with 3 different tools and kind of compare them today. So first things first, what I need for you to do is we're going to divide this page up by using a line, actually 2 lines. So we're going to practice by, first off, starting out a line. We're going to start it here, drag out all the way over to the other end, okay, and let go, and there's your line. Now here's the kind of cool part. We're going to copy the line and paste it somewhere else. So first things first, don't have the plus sign anymore. Go up to Select, okay, and then here we're going to click on the shape. We're going to do Control C and then Control V. All right, and we're going to take this new line and we're going to put this down here. Sure, we'll put it right about there, so that it's pretty much divided up into thirds. Okay. Now, we're going to start out using text with the stuff that you guys have been using in class, which is the shapes. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to choose a shape. I'm going to choose something pretty generic like a rectangle. Now I'm going to make it a small rectangle, and I'll show you why in a couple minutes. Okay. So we have our rectangle, and of course it comes in blue with a black outline. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and do a little typing. Okay, so when we type, I'm going to make gibberish here, sorry. Now, a couple things I want you to notice. The text lines up in the center, so the text is centered in the box, and when I type more stuff than the box can handle, the box does not expand. The text can go beyond the box. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to notice about how shapes work with text. Now, is some of the stuff changeable? Yes, but we have to get into going to where certain settings and things are, and we're just going to work with what the initial settings are. Okay, just make life simple. All right, now the second kind of way we're going to put text in there is we're going to use a text box, which some of you guys have been practicing using. Okay, so again, I'm going to put a fairly small text box in. Okay, now you're going to notice that I don't have any color and I don't have any fill color in this. So no border color, no fill color for this. It's just typing, and the letters are black. Why? Because this says the letters are black. Now I'm going to go ahead and type. Now, a couple things you're going to want to notice. Number one, the text isn't centered. The text is shown lined up on the left. So we say that it's left aligned or left justified, just like it is in a regular document. Now, the second thing that you're going to want to notice is that you saw that the box expands with the text when the text overflows what the box can hold. Okay. Again, this is kind of an initial difference between what you'll see between text boxes and Google Shapes, even though you can type in both. Again, is this stuff changeable? Yes, but again, we would have to go into settings, which I'm not going to deal with right now, okay, just to keep things simple. Now, there is a third way to do text, okay? Now, this one involves you going into a menu. So you're going to go to the Insert menu, and you're going to go to where it says WordArt, okay? Now, with WordArt, it's kind of different because you have to tell it what text you want to put in the box first. So I'm going to stick with something short and simple. Oh, and I want to show you something else that's really cool. We're going to learn how to put emojis into your art, your word art, and your text boxes and stuff like that. So you're going to need to hold down the Windows icon key that's at the bottom of your keyboard. There should be 1 or 2. And then tap the period. Okay, and that brings up the menu. Okay. Now, when you do that, of course, you've got regular emojis. You've got these things called cow emojis, which also have the name emoticons. And then you have symbols. Okay, we're going to just stick with the emojis for now. Okay, now there are different categories of emojis. One you can search. They've got ones for stuff you've used recently, and then they've got different categories like regular faces, people, objects, food and plants, and so on. Okay, I'm going to stick with the symbols. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Okay, and then to exit this, we're just going to click the X. And then I'm going to go ahead and put another one. Okay, so there we go. I love computers. Now, to finish, you hit Enter, and it will put it in the middle of your Google Drive. Okay, it always does that. Now, what you're going to want to notice about the WordArt that you see here, number one, you'll see that there is a fill color and it's blue, but the box isn't blue. The letters are blue. The box does not have a black border color. The letters have a black border color. So what you need to know is that the letters are the container, not the box. Okay? So that's kind of how this gets really, really different between the three different kinds of text. Now, how does this kind of work? So let me kind of show you. So if I go to this one and I change the color of the text, for instance, okay, I have to go select the text, and I'm going to go not here, right? I'm going to come over here. I'll make it a nice bright red so it's easy to see. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and I'll make this text nice bright red, easy to see. And when I select this, all I have to do is click on the part where the text is supposed to kind of show up. I don't have to actually click on the letters. I can click on the box, kind of. But you're going to notice I don't have that A that's underlined to change the colors. Again, this is treated kind of like a drawing object or a shape. So this is where I go to change my fill color and my border color. So I'm going to go ahead and change my fill color. Could I do this? Yeah. But I can also do this, which I can't do with the other kinds of text. Okay, so I can make a gradient and fill it with that. Okay. Now, can I make the lines thicker? Sure. Can I make the lines dotted or dashed? I could. I don't think it looks very good, but you could do that. Okay. But that's up to you and what kind of effect you want. Now we're going to talk about a little bit about changing the size and shape and color and stuff. Okay. So when we're working with a shape, right? Could I make this shape larger? Of course I could. Of course I could grab one of the corners for the frame. There we go. Okay. Now for this one, I could also make it so that I have the same kind of stuff basically. I can go ahead and fill it with a shape. I can give it a border color, and it's really kind of hard to tell the difference between the two of these. So here's what we're going to do instead. I'm going to undo what I just did, and I want you guys to see some differences. Okay. So if I go ahead and I take this one, what's one of the advantages of using a shape? Well, what I can do, just to kind of give you an idea, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it over here. I'm going to move my copy over here. And here's what I can do. I can right-click on my box and change the shape. I can change it to any shape that I have available to me. Okay? So I'm going to choose a call-out. I'm going to use, let's use a document-looking thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger. Okay, so I can do that. Now, how about this one? Well, I can do kind of the same thing I just showed you, which was to go ahead and change the size of the box. I can give it a color. I can give it a background, or I should say a border color. But here's the thing. If I do that, like this, oops, no, not like that. Oops, doesn't want to behave. Okay, Control C, click off, Control V. Oh, still doing it. Okay, Control C, click off, Control V. There we go. Okay, so let's kind of change up how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a border around it that's black. I'm going to go ahead and put a color that's gray, just to make it look different. Okay, and let's apply shadows to these. Okay, So I'm going to select all of these at the same time and show you the difference in how shadows work. So I'm going to go to Format Options, and I'm going to go to Drop Shadow. Okay, you can see that the shadow has already started to show up. I'm going to increase the distance a little bit. Okay, I'm going to increase the angle, or at least change the angle. I like it over there, I think, actually. Perfect. So you can see that the text and the box here casts a shadow. The box here, or the shape here, casts a shadow. The letters cast a shadow. And again, the box over here, just like this one, casts a shadow. Now for this one, it's kind of the same thing. Okay, I'm going to include a drop shadow. I'm going to increase the distance. And I'm going to increase or change the angle to be kind of like that. Okay. Now, remember how we talked about text overflow, increasing the size of the text boxes, but not the shapes. Let's see what happens when I try to put more text into a WordArt. Double click. That lets you edit the WordArt. Now if I type more stuff, oops, Control Z that. If I use my arrow key to get to the end and then I start to try to type more stuff, let's see what happens when I hit enter. Okay, so it kind of goes off the line. We don't want that. So let's double click to edit again. We'll get rid of that other junk that I just put in. And what they say is that for you to put another line in, you need to hit the Shift Enter key. Shift and then Enter. So that gives me another line. So I'm going to put some more text in. Okay. Enter. Okay, now you can see that this got kind of big, right? So here's what I can do. I can make it so that my text box gets smaller by doing this. Okay, because these are treated not like letters, these are treated like drawn objects, like shapes, just like these. Okay, so that happens because of math. These are really, really math-filled programs. Okay, so you have all of your text in there. These are great for titles for slides. These are great for titles in documents if you really want to make stuff kind of cool looking. Okay, so there you go. You guys, of course, remember you can use gradients for the boxes and stuff. Let's kind of do a quick run through as to what these do. Okay, so these are the shapes. It automatically has a background and a border color. It automatically has the text. You can choose any shape you want. Okay. Text overflow does not expand the box. You have to do that on your own. Okay, and the text shows up centered. Down here we have the text boxes. Text boxes have no border color. They have no fill color. And the text is lined up on the left. But you're stuck with a box. Okay, but the text does expand the box if you wanted to. Okay, and then down here with WordArt, which is great for titles, you can have your text centered. The text is the shape, so whether you want a box or a shape or something like that, you might have to put that manually behind it. But you can only add lines by hitting the Shift Enter key when you're in edit mode. Okay? All right. See if you can give that a try. Thanks a lot.